Hello, my name is Mary Grace, and I just got home from Wednesday night church. So this is what you got. But anyway, so I'm going to be going through Pilates. So Pilates is very similar to yoga in the aspect that it incorporates your mind, body, and soul. And it's like center focus is through breathing. And within the breathing, it then is all centered around a isometric hold of your core. And then Pilates specifically, you move your extremities, so your arms and your legs, in a very controlled manner while still keeping that core super tight in an isometric hold and engaged. So the first thing about Pilates is we're going to talk about breathing. So when we breathe normally as adults, when we breathe in, our chest usually expands. And then we breathe out, our chest collapses. But this is actually not how you are going to breathe within things like yoga or Pilates. Instead, we're going to breathe with our diaphragm, which is located inside your abdominal cavity. And so when you breathe in, you're actually going to let your stomach expand. So when you breathe in, you're going to let your stomach expand, and your diaphragm is going to drop to allow air to come in, and then you're also going to have this rib cage expansion. And then when you breathe out, you're going to imagine your belly button going straight towards your spine, and you're going to brace your core like you're about to get punched. And you're going to exhale, and your stomach's going to get smaller. With breathing and breath work within yoga and Pilates, there's also a concentration of sound producing when you're breathing. The whole idea of this is that if you're making this whooshing noise of like an ocean through your breath, that's what you're going to be focusing on, is this sound and your breath work and your movements, which calms the nervous system, which has that meditative aspect to yoga and Pilates. So Pilates is a bit more like intense with more like muscle conditioning than yoga is. So we're going to go through a little bit of that. So the next thing we're going to talk about, now that we talk about breath work, is bracing and proper core engagement in the isometric hold. So when we do this, we're going to, the whole time we breathe, we're going to brace our core and we're going to hold it super tight. And what that is you're bearing down on your stomach, like if someone's going to punch you to protect your internal organs. Or if you're trying to put on like jeans that are like a size too small and you have to like suck in to like button them. That's how you're going to imagine like bracing your core. And so now we're going to go through, as a warm-up, a few breathing exercises and just some slow and controlled movements before we get into some Pilates movements themselves. So the first thing we're going to do, now that we've practiced breathing standing up, is a pelvic tilt. So your pelvic girdle is right here in your hips, and most of the time in Pilates, you're going to have a posterior pelvic tilt. So what this means is we're going to go like, instead of standing like this, we're going to tilt like this to help protect our spine. So we're going to go ahead and sit down, and with our legs crossed, and we're going to do the same breathing exercises. So when we're just sitting here, we're going to inhale and move our shoulders up and kind of round out our back like this. And then when you exhale, you're going to press back out. So inhale again, and exhale. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our arms and we're going to stretch. So we're going to put our left arm on the ground and take our right arm, and we're going to stretch over like this. And when we stretch, we're going to inhale, and again focusing on diaphragm breathing and also bracing your core. And then exhale as you put your arm back, and then we're going to do the other side. So then you're going to inhale and exhale, and we'll do that one more time. So inhale and exhale, and the other side. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to transition to laying on our back, and our feet are going to be propped up, bench, just like so. And what you're going to think about is when you naturally lay down, your back's going to have a curve. and there's gonna be this little gap between you and the floor. What we're gonna do is we're gonna tilt our back so it's completely neutral, and now we're just gonna breathe in this position. So in, and then out. All right, so now we're gonna move into what is called the 100, which is a warm-up exercise in Pilates. So within this position, with your back completely flat on the floor, you're gonna take your arms and you're gonna place them out in front of you, and you're gonna brace your core, and you're gonna lift up your head and your neck, just like this, and your arms out. And then you're going to beat your arms like this, and you're gonna hold this position. You're basically hollowing your body. We're doing the 100. And this is the most regressed version. So if we're gonna progress the 100, we're gonna go ahead and lift up our legs to about 90 degrees in a tabletop position. And we're gonna brace here. And then the full movement is if you extend your legs like so. You're gonna engage your quads, engage your core, and keep focusing on your breathing, just like that. And just beat your arms. All right, so now we're gonna roll over to on your hands and knees like so. And this is gonna be the cat dog like pelvic tilt exercise. So you're gonna be on your hands and knees just like so. And you're going to, again, think about breathing. So you're gonna start out flat, just like so, with a neutral spine. And what you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be curling everything in and then extending everything like so. So you're going to inhale when you're in this position, and you're gonna exhale when you push out. And you're gonna get that belly button right up to your spine. So you're gonna inhale, and you're gonna push away and exhale, rounding that spine. And do it again. Really thinking about squeezing your transverse abdominis muscles, which is what's bracing your core. So again. All right. So now that we have gone through some breath work, some core engagement, and just thinking through our breathing in combination with some movements, and we've kind of moved our body a little bit just to warm up a few of the joint muscles and stuff, we're gonna do a couple exercises. So the first one that we're gonna do is called the breaststroke. For this exercise, you're gonna go ahead and lay all the way on your stomach, just like so. And this time we're gonna brace our core, but it's gonna look a little different because we're gonna keep our legs on the ground and our stomach's gonna be flat on the ground, but instead now we're going to lift up. So you're gonna be using some of those back muscles and also your core again. So you're gonna take your arms and you're gonna start them out bent like so, and then you're gonna stretch them out in front of you, keeping the shoulders retracted, your shoulder blades, and just engaging your back. And you're gonna go all the way around to your sides, bend your arms back, and go forward and around just like so. Trying to keep your neck and your whole body in line, keeping your legs on the ground, but your back lifted off the ground as much as possible. So the bottom of your chest is somewhat touching the ground, but not the top. And just keep thinking about your breathing. Now within Pilates, you can make these harder in a few different ways. There's such thing as reformer Pilates, when you actually use a machine that provides resistance, or a lot of times you just use little weights like these. It's like 1 or 2 pounds, I don't really know. So you can just hold them when you're doing the exercises. And a key point to this is mind to muscle connection, and going slow and steady, controlled movements that makes it more difficult. All right, so once again, you're gonna start, arms bent, go straight in front of you and around, put like you're pushing something behind you, and then you're gonna bend them, go out in front of you, and go around to the side. Just like so. We're gonna do that one more time. In front of you and behind. All right, So that was the brushstroke, and we're gonna do one more, and we're gonna do it the plank with just a leg lift. So for this one, we're just gonna get in the regular plank position, just like so, and we're just going to think about using our glutes and our hamstrings to just lift the leg. To make this easier, you can also go on your forearms and do it here, or you can go on your knees and just lift your leg from the ground, just like so. And that's just some basic movements from Pilates. Did you stop it?